Part 6. The Weight of the Crown. How Marcus Aurelius faced anxiety, pressure, and uncertainty. From a distance, power looks simple. People imagine that if they could only achieve enough success, earn enough money, gain enough influence, reach a high enough position, their worries would disappear, their fears would vanish, their lives would finally become peaceful. Marcus Aurelius knew otherwise, because he lived at the very summit of power, and from that height, he could see something many people never realize. Every level of life carries its own burdens. The poor worry about survival. The wealthy worry about loss. The unknown seek recognition. The famous seek privacy. The powerless seek influence. The powerful fear of making the wrong decision. Different circumstances. The same human mind. And the same tendency toward anxiety. As emperor, Marcus carried responsibilities almost impossible to imagine. Every sunrise brought reports from distant provinces, news of military conflicts, economic concerns, political tensions, natural disasters. Diseases are spreading through cities, threats emerging along Rome's borders. Every decision carried consequences. Every choice affects lives. And unlike ordinary citizens, Marcus could not simply walk away. There was no one above him, no higher authority to carry the burden. The responsibility stopped with him. Imagine waking every morning knowing that thousands of people depended upon your judgment. Imagine knowing that a single mistake could affect an entire empire. Most people would feel overwhelmed. Many would collapse under such pressure. Yet somehow Marcus remained remarkably steady. Not because he was fearless, not because he was immune to anxiety, but because he understood something profound about uncertainty. He accepted it. Most anxiety begins with a demand for certainty. The mind says, I need to know what will happen. I need guarantees. I need complete control. But life has never offered these things. The future has always remained uncertain. Marcus understood this reality more clearly than most. Every military campaign carries unknown risks. Every political decision involved variables beyond prediction. Every day unfolded according to forces larger than any individual. And so he stopped demanding certainty from an uncertain world. Instead, he focused on preparation. This distinction changed everything. Many people try to predict the future. Marcus focused on preparing for it. Many people seek guarantees. Marcus cultivated resilience. Many people fear uncertainty. Marcus trained himself to meet uncertainty with courage. Think about a sailor crossing the sea. The sailor cannot control the wind, cannot command the waves, cannot eliminate storms. But the sailor can strengthen the ship, study navigation, prepare supplies, develop a skill. The Stoics believed life worked the same way. You cannot control every circumstance, but you can strengthen yourself. And a strong mind fears uncertainty less than a fragile one. This became one of Marcus Aurelius' greatest sources of peace. Whenever anxiety appeared, he returned to a simple question. What is mine to do right now? Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not after every uncertainty disappears. Right now? This question anchored him in the present moment. Because anxiety often drags the mind into imaginary futures. A future where everything goes wrong. A future filled with disasters. A future constructed entirely by fear. Marcus recognized this habit within himself, and he refused to follow it blindly. Instead, he returned to reality. The actual task before him. The actual decision is before him. The actual responsibility is before him. Not imagined problems. Real ones. One step at a time. One decision at a time. One day at a time. This is how he carried enormous burdens without being crushed by them. He stopped trying to carry tomorrow. Most people exhaust themselves by carrying problems that have not arrived, arguments that have not happened, failures that have not occurred, losses that may never come. Marcus would remind himself, the future is not asking for your attention today. The present is. This did not eliminate uncertainty, but it prevented uncertainty from consuming his life. As years passed, Marcus faced challenges that tested every Stoic principle he valued. Wars erupted along Rome's northern frontiers. Entire regions became unstable. Disease swept through populations. Friends died. Trusted advisors disappeared. People he cared about suffered. Again and again, reality reminded him that life is fragile. And yet these hardships deepened his wisdom. Because every challenge forced him to confront a difficult truth. Control is limited. No amount of power could stop aging. No amount of authority could prevent death. No amount of influence could guarantee safety. At first, this realization sounds discouraging. But for Marcus, it became liberating. Because once you stop demanding impossible control, your energy becomes available for what actually matters. Character, judgment, integrity, purpose. These remain within reach, even when circumstances do not. One evening after receiving troubling news from the frontier, Marcus reportedly spent hours reflecting alone. The reports were serious. Lives were at risk. Difficult decisions would soon be required. The future remained uncertain. Many leaders would have become consumed by panic. Others would have distracted themselves. Some would have blamed others. Marcus chose reflection, because reflection creates clarity, and clarity is invaluable during difficult times. As he sat alone, perhaps he reminded himself of something he had written many times before. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Notice how often this lesson returns. Again and again, throughout his life, throughout his writings. Because Marcus knew the mind constantly forgets, especially during moments of stress. When pressure rises, people return to old habits. Fear, worry, anger, despair. The Stoic practice was not about learning wisdom once. It was about remembering wisdom repeatedly. And Marcus practiced relentlessly. Some nights, he likely felt exhausted. Some mornings, he likely doubted himself. Some days, he probably wished life were easier. Yet he continued. Because discipline matters most when motivation disappears. This is another lesson modern audiences often need. People wait until they feel ready. Marcus acted regardless of feeling. He did not wait to feel courageous before acting courageously. He did not wait to feel calm before practicing calm. He understood that character grows through action, not intention, not wishes. Action. Imagine standing at the edge of a cold river. You can think about entering the water all day. You can discuss it, analyze it, plan it, but eventually you must step in. The Stoics believed life works the same way. Wisdom must become practice. Otherwise, it remains a theory. Marcus transformed philosophy into action. Every difficult day became training. Every uncertainty became practice. Every challenge became an opportunity to strengthen his character. This mindset changed how he viewed adversity. Most people ask, why is this happening to me? Marcus asked, what can this teach me? Most people resist difficulty. Marcus searched for growth within it. Most people see obstacles. Marcus searched for opportunities to practice virtue, patience, courage, justice, temperance, the very qualities Stoicism valued most. This did not make hardship pleasant, but it gave hardship purpose, and purpose transforms suffering. A burden carried meaningfully feels lighter than a burden carried resentfully. As the years passed, Marcus developed a remarkable kind of confidence. Not confident that everything would work out perfectly. Life had taught him otherwise. Instead, confidence in his ability to respond. This is one of the most powerful forms of confidence a person can possess. No confidence in circumstances. Confidence in character. The belief that whatever happens, you can face it. Whatever changes, you can adapt. Whatever challenge arrives, you can meet it with dignity. This confidence cannot be purchased. It cannot be inherited. It cannot be granted by status. It must be built, day by day, choice by choice, challenge by challenge. Marcus built it through practice, through reflection, through discipline, through years of confronting uncertainty rather than running from it. And perhaps that is why his story continues to resonate today. Because modern life is filled with uncertainty. People worry about careers, relationships, finances, health, technology, the future. The list never ends. Yet Marcus would offer the same wisdom he offered himself centuries ago. The future is uncertain. It always has been. But uncertainty is not the enemy. The enemy is allowing uncertainty to rob you of the present moment. Prepare for tomorrow, but live today. Plan wisely, but do not surrender your peace. Act responsibly, but release what lies beyond your control. As another dawn approached over Rome, Marcus once again rose before the city. The responsibilities of an empire still awaited. The challenges had not disappeared. The uncertainties remained. The pressures continued. Yet he felt ready. not because he knew exactly what would happen, but because he trusted the person he was becoming. And in the end, that was enough. For the strongest foundation in an uncertain world is not certainty itself. It is character. And every morning before dawn, Marcus Aurelius strengthened that foundation once more. Quietly, patiently, one thought at a time, one choice at a time, one sunrise at a time. Part 5. The secret journal nobody was meant to read. There was something unusual about Marcus Aurelius. Something that separated him from many rulers before him, and many rulers after him. Despite possessing immense power, he never stopped questioning himself. Most emperors surrounded themselves with people who praised them, people who agreed with them, people who told them what they wanted to hear. But Marcus sought something different. He sought truth, even when the truth was uncomfortable, even when the truth revealed his own weaknesses. And so, when the responsibilities of the day had ended, when the meetings were over, when the soldiers had returned to their camps, when the palace had grown quiet, Marcus often sat alone, not to issue commands, not to draft laws, not to celebrate victories, but to write. These writings would eventually become one of the most famous philosophical works in human history. Yet Marcus never intended for anyone to read them. Not his advisors, not his family, not future generations, not you, not me. The pages he filled were private conversations with himself, personal reminders, corrections, reflections, warnings, encouragements. A journal written by a man trying to become better. Imagine that for a moment. The ruler of the most powerful empire on earth. A man who commanded armies. A man whose decisions shaped history. Sitting alone at night, reminding himself how to be patient, how to be humble, how to be kind, how to control his anger, how to accept hardship. The image feels almost surprising, because modern culture often associates greatness with certainty. People admire confidence, authority, conviction. Yet Marcus constantly examined himself, not because he lacked strength, but because he understood that self-examination is a strength. The journal that would later become known as Meditations was never a masterpiece of literature. It was something far more valuable. It was honest, and honesty is rare, especially honesty directed toward oneself. Many people can identify the faults of others. Very few can calmly identify their own. Marcus made this his daily practice. Again and again, he returned to the page, not to impress anyone, not to create a legacy, but to train his mind. The journal became a mirror, a place where excuses disappeared, a place where the ego lost its power, a place where truth could speak. And what is remarkable is how human his struggles sound. When people first hear the title Meditations, they sometimes imagine a book written by a man who had already solved every problem. But the opposite is true. The pages reveal someone constantly wrestling with himself. Someone is trying to overcome frustration, trying to overcome fear, trying to overcome pride, trying to overcome impatience. Marcus was not documenting perfection. He was documenting progress. And perhaps that is why his words continue to resonate after nearly 2,000 years. Because they reveal something timeless. Even emperors struggle. Even powerful people doubt themselves. Even successful people feel overwhelmed. Even great leaders battle anxiety. The human condition does not disappear because of status. A throne cannot protect someone from fear. Money cannot eliminate insecurity. Power cannot remove uncertainty. Marcus understood this deeply. And because he understood it, he turned inward. One evening, after a particularly difficult day, imagine him sitting beside a lamp. The room is quiet. The empire is resting. The weight of countless responsibilities still lingered in his thoughts. Outside, Rome sleeps. Inside, Marcus writes. Perhaps he reflects on a difficult conversation. Perhaps he questions a decision he made. Perhaps he wonders whether he acted wisely. And then he reminds himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Not because he had forgotten the lesson, but because lessons worth learning must be repeated. This is another truth modern people often overlook. Wisdom is not something you learn once. Wisdom is something you practice repeatedly. You do not read a principle and permanently master it. You return to it, again, and again, and again, just as a musician practices scales, just as an athlete trains in fundamentals. Marcus practiced wisdom. The journal became his training ground. Many nights, he wrote about anger. because he knew how destructive anger could become. He had seen relationships destroyed by it, leaders corrupted by it, families fractured by it, entire nations are harmed by it, and perhaps most importantly, he had seen anger within himself. This honesty is what made him extraordinary. He did not pretend to be above human emotion. He acknowledged it, observed it, questioned it. Then, they worked to transform it. When anger appeared, Marcus often reminded himself of human nature. People make mistakes. People act selfishly. People become confused. People are driven by fear. People are imperfect, just as he was imperfect. And somehow this awareness softened his reactions. Not because it excused bad behavior, but because it created understanding. Understanding often succeeds where judgment fails. As the years passed, another theme appeared frequently in his journal: mortality, the awareness that life is temporary. Marcus returned to this subject constantly, not because he was obsessed with death, but because he was obsessed with living well. He understood something many people avoid. The awareness of death gives meaning to life. Imagine if every day lasted forever. Imagine if opportunities never ended. Imagine if time were unlimited. Would anything feel precious? Would anything feel urgent? Would anything matter? Probably not. It is precisely because life is finite that every moment carries weight. Marcus knew this, and so he reminded himself, you may leave life at any moment, not as a threat, not as a source of fear, but as a call to awareness, a call to stop postponing virtue, a call to stop delaying kindness, a call to stop wasting time on trivial concerns. Because the clock continues moving whether we notice it or not. This perspective gave Marcus clarity. Many things that seemed important suddenly became small. Arguments, status, recognition, petty rivalries, temporary pleasures. Viewed against the backdrop of mortality, they lost much of their power. And what remained? Character, purpose, wisdom, service, integrity. These became his priorities, not because philosophy demanded it, but because reality revealed it. The journal also reveals another struggle: loneliness. Leadership can be isolating. The higher someone rises, the fewer people speak honestly to them. The more power they possess, the more carefully others choose their words. Marcus experienced this. He carried responsibilities few could understand. He made decisions that affected countless lives. And often there was no simple answer. No perfect solution. No certainty. Only judgment. Only responsibility. Only consequence. In those moments, the journal became a companion. A trusted place where he could think clearly. A place where no audience existed. A place where truth mattered more than appearance. How many people today live without such a space? Constantly connected, constantly distracted, constantly reacting, yet rarely reflecting. Marcus would likely find this strange, because he believed reflection was essential. Without reflection, life becomes automatic. Without reflection, habits control us. Without reflection, emotions rule us. Without reflection, we drift. The journal anchored him, and perhaps that is why it continues to inspire millions. Not because it contains magical answers, not because it offers perfect solutions, but it demonstrates a powerful process. The process of examining one's own mind. The process of becoming conscious. The process of choosing wisdom repeatedly. As another night settled over Rome, Marcus closed the journal. The candle beside him burned low. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new responsibilities, new uncertainties. But he felt calmer. Not because the world had changed. The world remained unpredictable. The world remained difficult. The world remained beyond complete control. What had changed was his perspective. And perspective changes everything. The journal had helped him return to what mattered. Not the chaos outside, but the character within. And that was enough. Because Marcus understood a truth that remains as valuable today as it was 2,000 years ago. A person who spends time understanding themselves becomes harder for the world to shake. Not invincible, not emotionless, not perfect, but steady, like a tree with deep roots. Storms may arrive, winds may howl, seasons may change, yet the roots remain. And every page Marcus wrote was another root growing deeper into the soil of wisdom. The world would eventually discover those pages. Generations would read them. Philosophers would study them. Leaders would quote them. Ordinary people would find comfort in them. But on those quiet nights, Marcus knew none of that. He was not writing for history. He was writing for survival, for growth, for clarity, for peace. And perhaps that is why his words still feel alive today. Because they were never meant to impress anyone. They were meant to transform the person writing them. And that transformation began the same way it always does. One honest thought at a time. One reflection at a time. One page at a time. One quiet night before dawn. Part 4. The morning ritual that made Marcus Aurelius stronger than his circumstances. The palace was beginning to stir. Footsteps echoed through distant corridors. Guards changed positions at their posts. Servants quietly prepared for another demanding day. Soon, the responsibilities of an empire would arrive at Marcus Aurelius' door. Requests, reports, conflicts, decisions, unexpected problems. The endless weight of leadership. Yet before any of these demands could reach him, Marcus performed a ritual. Not a ritual of religion. Not a ritual of superstition. A ritual of the mind. Because Marcus understood something most people overlook. The quality of your day is often decided before the day truly begins. Most people wake up and immediately surrender their attention. They reach for their phones. They check messages. They absorb news. They dive into other people's opinions. Their minds become crowded before they have even taken their first conscious breath. By the time they begin their day, they are already reacting, already distracted, already emotionally pulled in a dozen directions. Marcus Aurelius chose a different path. Before engaging with the world, he first engaged with himself. Before solving external problems, he examined his internal state. Because he knew that a distracted mind cannot lead. A restless mind cannot think clearly. An uncontrolled mind cannot remain peaceful. And so each morning began not with action, but with preparation. Imagine the emperor sitting quietly beside a window. The first light of dawn was slowly spreading across the sky. The city was still wrapped in a fragile silence. And instead of asking, "What must I accomplish today?" he first asked, "Who must I become today?" This is a question modern society rarely asks. Most people focus on outcomes. Marcus focused on character. Most people ask, "How much money will I earn? How successful will I become? How many people will admire me?" Marcus asked something deeper. Will I act with wisdom today? Will I remain patient today? Will I maintain integrity today? Will I allow fear to rule me today? Because he understood that success without character is fragile. A person may gain the world and still lose themselves. And Marcus had seen this happen many times. He had watched powerful men become slaves to ambition. Wealthy men become prisoners of greed. Respected men become consumed by pride. The external rewards looked impressive, but internally, they were restless. The Stoics believed that true freedom begins inside. And every morning, Marcus strengthened that freedom through reflection. One of his most powerful practices was visualization, but not the kind of visualization commonly discussed today. Many people visualize success. Marcus visualized challenges. He imagined difficult conversations, unexpected setbacks, criticism, delays, obstacles, not because he enjoyed negativity, but because preparation reduces shock. Imagine two travelers preparing for a long journey. One assumes perfect weather. The other prepares for rain. When the storm arrives, who remains calmer? The prepared traveler. Marcus approached life the same way. He reminded himself, "Today, something may go wrong. Someone may disappoint me. A plan may fail. An obstacle may appear. And if these things happen, I will meet them with reason." This simple exercise strengthened his resilience. Because difficulty loses much of its power when it is expected, modern people often suffer twice. First, from the problem itself. Then, from their resistance to the problem. Marcus eliminated much of that second layer of suffering. He trained himself to see obstacles as natural, not personal attacks, not cosmic injustice, simply part of life. And because of this, he wasted less energy complaining. Instead, he focused on responding wisely. This was one of his greatest strengths. Not controlling circumstances, but controlling his relationship with circumstances. As the morning progressed, Marcus often reflected on mortality. To modern ears, this may sound dark, but to the Stoics, it was liberating. Marcus frequently reminded himself that life was temporary, not to become fearful, but to become grateful. Think about how easily people postpone living. They postpone kindness. They postpone courage. They postpone important conversations. They postpone pursuing what truly matters, always believing there will be more time. Marcus understood that time is never guaranteed. Every sunrise is a gift. Every conversation is temporary. Every opportunity eventually disappears. This awareness sharpened his appreciation for life. It made ordinary moments feel precious. A conversation with a friend, a peaceful morning, a chance to help another person, a quiet breath. Nothing was taken for granted, because nothing was permanent. And strangely, this awareness did not make Marcus sad. It made him awake. It made him present. It reminded him that the purpose of life is not endless delay. The purpose of life is to live well now. As the sky brightened outside his window, Marcus continued his reflections. Sometimes he would examine his own weaknesses, not with shame, not with self-hatred, but with honesty. He knew he was imperfect. Everyone is. The difference is that most people avoid looking at their flaws. Marcus studied his, patiently, carefully, like a craftsman examining a work in progress. He asked himself, where did I lose patience yesterday? Where did pride influence my judgment? Where did fear make me hesitate? Where did I fail to act according to my values? These questions were not punishments. They were tools. Because improvement begins with awareness. A person cannot correct what they refuse to see. This is why Marcus became stronger year after year. Not because life became easier, but because he became more conscious. Most people repeat the same mistakes endlessly. The Stoic strives to learn from them. Every setback becomes information. Every failure becomes an instruction. Every challenge becomes training. The morning ritual was not about becoming perfect. It was about becoming slightly better than yesterday. And over time, those small improvements transformed character. Just as a river slowly shapes stone. Not in a day, not in a month, but through consistent effort. The Stoics believed greatness is built this way. Quietly, gradually, one decision at a time, one thought at a time, one morning at a time. Then Marcus would return to one of his most important reminders. Perhaps the reminder that guided his entire life. You control your mind, not external events, not the economy, not the weather, not the opinions of others, not fate, only your judgments, your choices, your actions. This distinction became his anchor. Whenever uncertainty appeared, he returned to it. Whenever fear appeared, he returned to it. Whenever anger appeared, he returned to it. Focus on what belongs to you. Release what is not. Simple words, but profound wisdom. Because so much suffering comes from trying to control what cannot be controlled. People exhaust themselves fighting reality, demanding certainty from an uncertain world, demanding permanence from temporary things, demanding control where none exists. Marcus chose a different approach. He accepted reality, and then focused his energy where it mattered, on his character, on his choices, on his response. As the final moments of solitude came to an end, the emperor slowly stood. The day awaited him. An empire awaited him. Some events would go well. Others would not. Some people would cooperate. Others would resist. Some plans would succeed. Others would fail. But Marcus no longer feared these possibilities. Because his peace did not depend upon them. His peace came from preparation, from reflection, from discipline, from understanding. The world could not guarantee a good day, but Marcus could guarantee a good response. And that made all the difference. As he walked toward the doors that separated his quiet chamber from the noise of the empire, he carried with him the strength built during those silent hours before dawn. The strength of a man who had already conquered the most important territory, his own mind. And perhaps that is why his wisdom continues to inspire people nearly 2,000 years later. Because the challenges have changed, but the human struggle remains the same. We still face uncertainty. We still face criticism. We still face disappointment. We still face fear. And like Marcus Aurelius, we are given the same choice every morning. To enter the day unconsciously, or to prepare our minds before the world demands our attention. The emperor chose preparation. And that choice became the foundation of a life marked not by comfort, but by wisdom, not by control over the world, but by mastery over himself.